Hello. This Christmas, I received 2 Wargames advent calendars. One was created by Mantic Games, the creators behind Dreadball and the new Halo Flashpoint game. They sent me a copy for free. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you, guys. And the other one is by Oakbound Studio, which was a more traditional kind of D&D-esque metal miniatures calendar that is for a light version of their game, The Woods. Both of these are amazing, amazing ideas. Miniature advent calendars, as in full size, but you get miniatures in them, and you also get tokens, and you get dice, and you get rules, because as you progress through the advent calendar, you're literally building a game. And then on Christmas Eve, you can play this amazing little adventure. For Mantic, it's the Barroom Brawl, and for Oakbound, it is Mount Silence at Night. Now, perhaps overly ambitiously, I decided that I was going to open both of those calendars and record a short every single day through Advent. Now, because it is Christmas and there's so much stuff on, and I've still got the production processes that I have to go through for my regular videos and my regular interviews, it turns out that I don't actually have a lot of time spare to record those extra shorts every single day. So I have faltered a little bit and only made it to something like day 10 or 11. Now, I've also noticed that actually most folks, unfortunately, have not wanted to see a daily short, and there's been a big drop-off in views. But I still wanted to share all of this awesome fun that I was having opening these advent calendars. So I thought I would do this video, which is a quick run through everything I've got so far, about halfway through the advent period, and then I'll do another video once I've opened everything by Christmas and played the games. So this one is the Oakbound Studios one, Mount Silence at Night. I've had a few complications with this, despite it having some amazingly good little miniatures in. There's lots of gnomes and goblins and some really fun ideas. There's actually like a QR code behind each door that means you can get access to lore and rules. There's also the doors themselves that are used as doors on the board being on the back of the actual calendar. So you can add the door, you take the doors off and you put them into little stands and then use them as doors in the dungeon that you're going to be playing through. All of that, absolutely awesome, really, really fun. And this is from an indie studio. There's loads of hard work gone into this. I am really, really impressed. The complication I had with it, unfortunately, is that the cardboard insert, the actual trays inside, has been compromised whilst it was being sent to me through the post. So some of the miniatures, because they're quite heavy, they're metal, have moved around inside the calendar and have been sort of displaced to other days. So there's been a couple of days I've opened where there's been nothing at all, and then other days I've opened where I've had 3 miniatures, like a real bumper day, very fun. Because I'm enjoying the whole thing, and just conceptually I think it is amazing, such a fun idea, that's not been a problem for me. I think it's fine, because it's all in here, I'm going to get it eventually. By the time we get to the 24th, I will have everything in this set out. I am really, really looking forward to completing it and playing this. Really, really fun. So, a big win for me so far. So far, we've had 4 of the wonderful goblins with axes and spears, and 3 gnomes, 1 carrying a sword and 2 carrying maces. Then there have been a load of extra dice, and of course all of the tokens and doors that have become in-game doors, which I still think is really fun. Mantic's Barroom Brawl is mostly a really slick version of this idea. You get this amazing board at the top. That's what you're going to be playing on. And obviously that protects your actual calendar. The really chunky cardboard, really chunky boxes, nothing moving around in here. Everything's perfectly where it's supposed to be. Although very fun. We've been opening this in the Discord and talking about it. And some people have had different miniatures on different days. So that I think is great fun. The miniatures themselves have been really, really nice. A sort of traditional fantasy party. There's also a goblin bouncer who looks pretty fun. So I really enjoyed that. And then the terrain that you get in here as well. I've had a bar and a brazier and lots of other stuff like that. The actual tavern itself looks amazing. So that has been really, really fun. My only slight criticism with this one so far, and I literally only mention it just because it did stand out to me, is that the resolution of the image on the cover, it's a little bit low for some reason. Despite it being a really fun piece of art, it kind of looks a bit stretched and odd, which I think is a shame because this obviously is the first thing you see, and it sort of undermines what is actually a really, really cool, fun project. No idea how it's happened. Everything else, really, really good and really fun, and I can't wait to actually play the Barroom Brawl on Christmas Eve. The first day I opened was day 7 by accident, so I actually got some terrain, but that has been nicely added to with a bar, braziers, foodstuffs, tables, cabinets, and kegs. The tavern looks ace already. Then there are loads of tokens and dice, and I have 4 great looking minis so far. Okay, so there is where we're at right now. That's my 2 Wargames advent calendars. I think both are just wonderful ideas, and both have been executed really well, despite, especially on the Oakbound one, a little bit of a hiccup. That's not really to blame from Oakbound. It's just one of those things that's happened in transit. So, I'm happy to forgive it. But I just think that conceptually, these are such a good idea. Building a game over the course of Advent, just wonderful fun. And I really hope we see more of this kind of thing in the new year. And I am looking forward to playing both games. I can't wait. You can actually play the Oakbound one early as soon as you've got a certain number of miniatures. I think it is day 7. You've unlocked enough stuff and some dice that you can play straight away. I think that is really fun. I've not had a chance to yet. I've just not had time. But I am super, super looking forward to playing both games, Barroom Brawl and Mount Silence at Night. Cannot wait. I think it's going to be a really fun Christmas Eve.